Well, hello, everybody. It's Thursday night, 7 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, and I'm Tia Knapp, and I'm here with my dear friend, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We appreciate your time and popping in. We do this every Thursday at 7 o'clock, so we're going to get right to it because we're only here for 30 minutes, okay? I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Michael Gross, who has a powerful message for you today. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach. He helps you achieve an unlimited life. He's an entrepreneur and author of the Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. For over 30 years, Michael has been a spiritual teacher, a multidimensional healer, and a whole lot more, which we will go into at depth another time. He has many, many workshops, including Reconnecting to God, the True Source, Cellular Release, Manifestation Protocols, Energy, Multidimensional Healing, Enlightenment, and others. His vast store of knowledge includes positive affirmations, spiritual techniques that powerfully affect your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, family, vocation, and life path to achieve your unlimited life. He's an international intuitive consultant for corporations traveling over half the world, and his clients are in the United States, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. Dr. Michael Gross has recently completed the formation of his 501c3, and if we're really, really blessed, he'll share a little bit more about the 501c3. But for now, he has many things that he shares with us every week. So we'll add that in the comments in the section, and he'll address it again toward the end of this presentation, okay? Our topic tonight is discernment. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to Michael Gross, Dr. Michael Gross, okay? There you go, Michael.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. And your comments are welcome. And if you'll place your comments in it, Tia will mention or bring up the comments, and hopefully I can answer your questions. So we hope to make it more interactive. But I thought this evening, when we talk about discernment, and discernment is so important, there are many times that we are being bamboozled, or we're being led or ostracized or judged, that does not let our truth come forward and what we truly feel. As I talked before, when you tell a lie long enough, people will believe it, even if it's not true. So when we talk about discernment, it's so important because this year, 2024, is the year of karma. And karma is nothing but an experience, but a lot of the subterfuge and lies and things that have been going on are now going to come forth all over this planet and in every country. And that includes every phase of our lives, even our life, and politically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and so on and so forth. And that's so important for us to understand, even our own karma. But it's a beautiful thing because this is a door that has opened up and allowed us now to recognize the karma. Why is it in my life? What am I to learn? Acknowledge it, acknowledge everything that's going on, and then it's over and done with. It's that simple. It's not a big deal unless you wish to make a big deal about it. So there's so many things I want to talk to you about this evening, and I don't know if we can cover it all, but I'll do my best. If not, we'll continue it again in another session. What is going on at this time is that a door is opening up, and we're now officially into the age of Aquarius. And Aquarian is humanitarian, but it's also Pluto, which means lies and so on and so forth, or stories, how we've been less misled are going to come forth. This is going to cause a great opening, and it can create also some diversity and adversity, and it could create a lot of separation within relationships. And I say that because those of us who experienced COVID this last couple of years, a lot of relationships were broken up. They were pro getting the what would they call the jab or the vaccine, and those who didn't want to and they were judged and so on. And it's interesting because there was an article in the New York Times yesterday stating that it wasn't that necessary to close down schools and how children would cause so many problems and they fell behind in their schoolwork. I'm not being judgmental here, but that's just an example of what is occurring this year, karma, and things are being brought out to life. I want to address more about discernment. Discernment's a wonderful gift. And when I talk about discernment, it is something that we have to look at our lives. I meet so many people today, they make an excuse for everything. They act like they're a victim or they're not responsible for this or that. And as Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. And it's really for us to take a look at our lives and for you to own up, not for others, but for yourself and say, okay, I blew it. I made a mistake. I misinterpreted it, or rather blaming someone else. Because in discernment, it means you need to look at your life and things that are going on, taking responsibility, looking, leaving this or using it, I should say, as a gift to change your life to create more positive energy and vibrations. I'd like to remind everybody that I had talked about between August 1st, 2022 and April 30th, 2023, we had a choice if we wanted to become spiritual. Now, I'm not talking about religiosity spiritual, but true spirituality. And that's all you had to decide, did you want to be? And when I asked the true source, well, we're all spiritual, and why do we have to make that decision? And the answer I received was because a lot of us are being led by our egos. And remember, ego means edging God out. And as I look around the world, and I've done some traveling to Europe recently, just how people are turning around and making up excuses for this or that instead of taking responsibility. Not only that, but the other poignant factor that's coming forth is that I notice a lot of souls are doing gummy bears or they're doing alcohol, they're partying, they're vacationing or whatever, and they really don't want to face life. But the day is coming, and the day is coming towards the end of this year and the next several years, where we're going to have to take responsibility for a lot of things that are occurring. Not only that, but also for each one of us to take a look at what direction we want to go in and what we desire to achieve. And as I look around and see what is occurring, it is so important for us to realize that we are responsible for the direction in life. And our responsibility is basically for where we're going to end up, how we're going to achieve everything, and what we want to accomplish over the next several years. There are so many signs of change coming up, and yet a lot of souls are putting their head in the sand, like the ostrich, put your head in the sand and avoiding it. But this is a wonderful opportunity not to avoid it, to heal and to move forward. And that's so important because in moving forward, it means you're going to have growth. And as you have growth, you're going to heal. As you heal, you're going to open up to more spirituality. As you open up to more spirituality, you're going to enhance your life of love and joy and happiness. It's not about the person who has the most toys when they birth out of their body. It's about the person who has learned a great deal about life and has brought love and joy and happiness to your life. Most importantly, when you look at discernment, it involves you as an individual. And you as an individual, only you can create love and joy and happiness in your life. Everything else is nothing but a band-aid. By that I mean if you go out and buy an expensive house or a car or a boat, or you take a trip, that's great. It's wonderful. You enjoy it. And then what's next? What's next? What's next? It's like an addiction to try to find that love and joy and happiness. And what we need to do is put on blinders and this period focus on ourselves to what is important about what do we need to release, what do we need to change, what do we need to enhance, and what do we need to lock up, so to speak, put behind us and move forward. As the true source said, the past predicts the present, and the present predicts the future. Are you living in the past? Are you reflecting upon the past? Are you letting that happen? And so many souls that I talk about across the planet, they're having trouble sleeping or broken sleep or whatever. And as I'm explaining to them that they're doing a lot of out of body work. And I asked the true source, what am I doing? And I found out what I was doing. And part of it is working with your souls to awaken your souls to realize that you all need to connect with the true source. Because in life, you are the solution. You are the solution for your life. You not only are the solution for your life, but you're the solution with others who are creating a life of joy and happiness and love. It sounds so airy fairy and it sounds like it's impossible. And many souls, I ask, what makes your heart sing? I don't know. Or they'll tell me, lots of money, lots of this, lots of that, and so on and so forth. But all those things are just temporary. Money doesn't give you health. Yeah, it gives you some enjoyment, but it's only temporary. It is a point for each one of us to seek deep within our soul, with true inner source guidance within our soul, to discover what we need, and I emphasize the word need, to accomplish and achieve in our life, to find that peace within you. And with peace, you find love and joy. And believe it or not, the simplest thing of love and joy and peace is all that's needed. Many souls used to say, well, what do you like about fishing? And people would say, well, catching a fish, which I admit is fun. But on the other hand, it's just sitting there by the lake, by the river, wherever you are in your boat or on the shore, casting your line, just relaxing and not wondering whether you're going to catch the fish, but being alone with your thoughts and enjoying what is Mother Nature has provided for you wherever you are. This is a period where you need to be alone with your thoughts and discern. In other words, choose what thoughts do you want to have in your life that will bring you that joy and happiness. Part of that period between August 1st, 22 and April 30th of 23, where those souls that are choosing to become spiritual, many of you will begin to move to another area. Well, why would I do that? And the answer is very simple. You're getting out of a life of chaos or surrounding of chaos, and you're going to be surrounded with like-minded people who are loving and caring, want to grow, want to be helpful, and be more joyous in their life. You're going to feel that urge. Some of you are in the right place and you don't need to relocate. But more and more people I've talked to and mentioned this to, they go, yeah, I've been feeling this, or they're ready to move or have moved. And that includes all of you that are listening to me, and it includes myself. The question is, where is the best place for me to relocate or move or stay? Well, first of all, you need to ask your soul and ask for true source inner guidance. Where's the best place for you to live? That's the first question. The second one is, when is the best time for you to relocate? And I would suggest ask that every single night till you get a clear answer. And many people, well, I got an answer, but I don't like the answer. I don't want to go there. Well, then why are you asking? How do you know it's not going to be right for you? How do you know it's not going to be perfect for you? You really don't know. And then there are other people that have to research everything to the nth degree. And I assure you that if you're looking to relocate, you'll find 50% great things and 50% that'll be challenging. Notice I use the word challenging rather than it's bad or difficult or whatever you may think it would be. But we're all in for a new adventure, a new excitement, a new growth. And it's important that we get our egos and emotions out of the way that is blocking it. I have talked to several people that are moving from big urban areas. And of course, they're trying to compare their cities where the new cities they're looking at. And it's going to be impossible because every area is unique and different. What does it feel like? That's what I tell them. How do you feel? Well, I feel more relaxed. I feel for more freedom. I'm not worried about chaos or robberies or whatever is going on. And that's what's so important for each one of us to use, that gift of discernment. It is important for you to realize that this is your soul and the true source talking to you and say, hey, get out of Dodge, so to speak, and get into an area where you have love and joy and happiness. And it's also an opportunity when you relocate, even if you go to another urban area or suburban area or wherever, for you to get close to Mother Nature and nature spirits. And I'm going to encourage all of you, whether you're going to be in city or the country or wherever you are or relocate, to try your hand now at planting and growing some basic food products. And why would I do that? Well, it's so important because when you're growing natural foods and you're doing it with expectation and love, that energy is transported into the plant, and that what you are eating not only will be healthier, but it'll have that energy of love rather than that of the farmer. It is so important. I recently had a chance to go to Europe, and they don't use GMO. Where I was in the Baltic countries, which those of you, if you're not aware of, it's Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Sweden, Norway, Finland, uh, Denmark, and those areas. And of course, they eat a lot of different foods. So I decided that, I'm going to enjoy this. And I had all the rich French pastries and all kinds of foods and lots of carbs. And I actually came home and dropped a couple of pounds. And I actually don't eat all that kind of food when I'm home here, which shows you that a lot of the chemicals and things and GMOs we're putting into food is affecting us. Whereas in Europe, they're not using very much of that, at least in the Baltic countries. And we're eating healthier, which tells me my body is now processing food in a much more energetic way for me to enjoy my life and have a longer, wonderful life. And that's one of the reasons I want to go back to why you would like to plant food for yourself or buy organic food or whatever you so desire to do. My message, in part, is telling you with discernment, your whole life is going to be changing. And you can go along with the change with love and joy and happiness, or go kicking, screaming, or yelling. It's all up to you. But it's up to you because your soul has already decided and is encouraging you to do it. And try not to be too literal, or too introspective. I was working with a client and I said, that's, all these things that are going on in your life and your body's baloney. I don't have any baloney in my body. I went, oh my gosh. I said, it's a euphemism. It's just a bunch of words for us to use for another thing of saying chaos or whatever that's going on in your life, like an acronym. So please don't analyze, just go with the flow and don't worry how things are going to work out. First of all, as you're connecting more with the true source always has told me that if you're doing my work, which all of you listening to are doing the true source's work in one way or another, I'll take care of you and provide everything for you. So you don't have to worry about whether you have food or clothing or whatever. And that's so important. You're also going to be urged to make your life a lot more simpler, a lot simpler. Just look at all we do. When I came back, I had people to call. And then, of course, there are bills to be paid, and all these things are going on. And people are getting, upset. All these responsibilities we have. And the truth is, this time, for the next number of years, the responsibility you have is to heal yourself, to get out of your karma, to realize that no one is manipulating or controlling your life except you, or you're allowing somebody to do that. That's what's so important. Well, how are you going to do this, Michael? I mean, how do I do this? And I want to remind you, when I was talking to the true source, I said, why is spirituality so difficult? And the true source went, you humans have to make a big deal out of everything. So, and it's true. We have to make a big deal. And before some souls make a move, they have to analyze and dissect it and look at it and on and on and on and on and on, instead of taking the leap of faith. You took the leap of faith the day that you incarnated on this planet. You said, this is what my script, this is what I'm going to learn, this is what I'm going to achieve, and I'm going to trust it's going to happen. So, keyword trust. And I talk about FABA, I like the little acronyms. That's Frank, Barbara, Apple. FABA, faith, belief, and acceptance. And we have to get out of that energy of doubt, insecurity, we're going to be punished, or this or that. Get out of that. And realizing that your path you've already decided before you incarnated, it's not going to be tumultuous unless you so desire to make it tumultuous, because that's not what life is about. It's experiencing the little things. What are the little things? Enjoying Mother Nature, enjoying taking walks, listening to the wind or the rain, watching the snowfall, finding the little things that bring joy and happiness, rather than, oh, it's going to snow, I'll have trouble going to work, I got a shovel, or it's slippery, or it's this or that. So, why do we make a big deal out of everything? And what is so important, I'm learning as we all are, and in the commandment, thou shalt not kill, actually, it got mislabeled, shall we say. And it's not that thou shalt not kill, it's thou shalt not murder. So think about it, it's been misused. So if we look in biblical times where there were swords and spears, and they were also, bows and arrows and so on. When you went to fight or protect yourself, thou shalt not kill. So you let somebody run a sword through you, or shoot an arrow into you, or behead you. No, you're protecting yourself. So, thou shalt not murder means they're doing something with intent to kill somebody. That's a lot different than protecting yourself. And that's something we really need to look at. It's also a time that we're going to go back to our old patterns. It's so beautiful, those patterns. And those patterns are simplicity, love, and joy, and happiness. That's so important for all of us to take a look at and realize this is the time for us to achieve that. What am I saying? What am I saying is that your soul and the true source is urging you to change your lifestyle, and the lifestyle that brings you love and joy and happiness. And don't look for someone else to do it for you, because only you are the determinant of what brings you love and joy and happiness. And I'm going to encourage all of you to meditate, ask for true inner source guidance, ask for a direction in your life. Should you stay? Should you relocate? And ask for a sign that you can't misunderstand, and just let it go. Ask for it every night. And then when you get the sign, don't argue with it because you asked for it. And then check it out and have that fab of faith, belief, and acceptance. I will be talking more about it, but I'm running a little bit out of time. I'm watching the clock. Therefore, there are a couple of things I'd like to mention to all of you. And as Tiu talked about the 501c3, which is a nonprofit, the International Institute of Self Empowerment. And that's very dear to my heart. And it's all about helping abused women, children, and men. And it's going to be expanding out whenever we're able to have the right staff to do that. So it is a nonprofit. You can make a donation and write it off on your taxes. You still have a little time to do that. But also, more importantly, as I was told to put together the nonprofit and not knowing what direction to go into, I was coaching this beautiful soul named Tiu Nap, and she wrote a book about, we'll be talking a little more about in a few minutes, Healing the Holes in Your Soul, about abuse and so on and so forth. And I've kindly asked her to be director of that division of it, which she has agreed to do so. So we'll have more exciting news to tell you about that. And we're realigning our thinking and using what I call true inner source guidance. Also, I'd like to remind you that every Tuesday evening from 6:30 Pacific time to 7:30. It's called Soul Awakening. And for now, it's done on freeconferencecall.com. And Tia, would you give them the telephone number, please?
Sure. It's 202 926 1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time.
Sure. It's 202 926 1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound, as they say. And using the same codes, but a different telephone number, the second Saturday of every month, we have what we call the Mass Consciousness Healing. And that's Pacific time, 9:55 a.m. to 11:01 a.m. And using those using those codes, I ask all of you to participate. Should you join us a little later and there's silence, don't worry about it. It means we're going into the meditative state. It's going to be the most wonderful experience you've ever have. You're going to feel whole, alive, you'll healed, and you'll be responsible for giving your energy to bringing about a change on this planet of love and joy and harmony, peace, and a balance. And to access that information, go ahead to you, give them that telephone number.
To go to that second Saturday of the month call, it's 202 926 1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. It's the same telephone number as you call in on the Tuesday evening. Also, with a little additional, is that there are 323 or 24 messages, including some of the podcasts and including some verbal messages. And there is a picture with a quote from the true source if you're doing the Audible. And these pictures are taken by an award-winning photographer, which happens to be to you, Nat. And I would encourage all of you, if you're stuck in traffic, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling angry, just listen to this. They're usually 10 minutes long. And the beautiful part about it is you can be driving your car, you can be meditating, you can do whatever you so desire to do. But it's very healing, very positive. And it starts with number 3 to 300, I believe, in 20 to 324. What's so beautiful about it is that you don't have to know the name of the title of that motivational message, because your soul will go, play number 119. Okay, I don't know what it is. And you play it and you go, wow, that's just what I needed to hear. How do I know that? Because I get phone calls and beautiful souls telling that. I don't know what I was going to listen to, Michael, but it's just what I needed to hear. Therefore, I would encourage all of you to do that. And would you give them the telephone number, please?
Sure. The number for the recordings is 434 300 4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound.
Okay, I'll give that one more time. It's 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
Access code is 125-446-pound. So I would encourage all of you to take advantage of that. There's no cost, and it will help heal you and change your lives. Tia, does there anybody have any questions that they needed to answer?
Actually, we had a couple comments when you were talking about growing your own food and the energy that you're putting into growing your own food. And Mary West was saying carrots are so much better when we grow them out of ourselves, and they love the strawberries that are coming out of the garden. She also mentioned that faith, belief, and acceptance, yes, it's experiencing the little things that are so joyful, and how love, joy, and happiness is another phrase that you quoted that she really loves that as well. So thank you, Michael, for sharing with us some of the energies and love that we can actually control in our own yard, in our own garden.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mary West. Well, one other point I'd like to bring up, and that is our books. And this is Tio's book calling Healing the Holes in Your Soul. Let me get a little more focused on it. It's a beautiful book. It's about a book of survival, finding yourself, finding your path, like the mythological bird rising from the fires, become reborn as the phoenix. This is a must read. I encourage all of you to read it. It's wonderful, it's encouraging, and it's inspiring. And if you order it directly from Tiu, she'll put a beautiful little note into it for you. So I recommend this.
Thank you, Michael. And he's absolutely right. I will definitely pack that book full of unconditional love and a beautiful message. But start here. This is Dr. Michael Gross's second edition of the Spiritual Primer. And I truly believe that without this book and that gentleman sitting right next to me, the book he's holding would not even be in existence today. He's truly a wonderful soul. He's truly a blessing in my life. He's truly an amazing, amazing teacher and so much more regarding healing that he talks about from time to time. Definitely take him up on, I know he hasn't said it yet, but he offers a 30-minute consultation complimentary, and take him up on that because I put all his contact information in the chat, in the comments below, and I highly encourage you to reach out to him. And if you know anyone else who's struggling with life and life's challenges, definitely share his contact information with them as well, okay? And also, I know it's really important that we also get his YouTube channel going. It's Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube, where you can see all the beautiful videos that we have done for over the last 2 years. Michael, you're disappearing in that virtual thing. But all the recordings that he's done are being placed into his YouTube channel and so much more. So definitely go over and subscribe. So thank you, Michael, for this beautiful golden opportunity to enrich the lives of other people in the world.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please tell others to join us. It's really important because you're going to see what's going to be happening of the world over the next 5 years or 6 years. And more importantly, you're going to be in harmony and balance, and whatever is occurring, you're going to come through smelling like a rose, as they say, with a lot of love and joy and happiness. I want to thank all of you for joining us, and I want all of you to remember that you are unlimited, meaning that you can achieve anything. And just a word about my book, they're sold out on Amazon. I have not for a while sent any back for Amazon to distribute for some personal reasons, but if you desire for the book, you just can contact me and I'll put a personal note in there for you. All right, thank you everyone. We wish you well, and we look forward to speaking to you next Thursday or whenever you get a chance to view our podcast. Remember that we love you, we really care about you, and we want to have you to have love and joy and happiness, because you are unlimited. Namaste, everyone. Take care.
Namaste. We love you.